We're ready for a call about what happens after we die.
So what do you think happens after we die?
We don't know.
I would say decomposition is a given.
Yeah, decomposition.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so after that, it's like the utter annihilation of the organism, right?
It's the conversion of the organism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you break down. Yeah.
The matter breaks down.
Sure.
So I completely agree with that. My problem is that a lot of atheists assert that there is nothing after death. That many of them even like go as far as describing it as blackness and like there being just like it's silent and it's just a black void. And whenever my problem is that they are describing nothingness.
I agree. I was thinking that was weird too.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think it's odd to try and describe it as though it's something perceptible.
Yeah. Like it's more true to say that we become nothing. The organism that was is no more.
Yeah, we
right?
end. It's like that cone, right? Where does the flame go when the candle's blown out?
Yes. So I completely agree with that. But okay, now my theory is that so we also came from, well, we in a sense we could say that we came from nothing, right?
I mean, we arose from stuff. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I came from my parents.
Yeah. We are a conglomeration of matter that came together to become us. Yes.
Biology.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that, but the actual self, which is, as Sam Harris put it, is an illusion, but it is a biological product, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a minor aspect of the brain, right? That it puts out this sort of conscious section that interacts with the external world and brings in feedback.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're on the same page as that.
Okay.
All on the same page.
So far, so good.
Is that, so if we go back to that pre-birth state,
where we weren't,
it would be the same nothingness as what is after death. And so it follows that, so if the canvas is once again blank, then any organism that is born next into the universe, its first-person experience would then be what is next. It would be what becomes the primary thing, in the same way that our birth made us the primary thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why for a lot of years, people have labeled, for example, children as a way to go on, right? So some people view creating biological offspring as a way of pushing forward their limited immortality, if you can say that, just like going on after they're gone.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, but which it is true though. I mean, biologically, like the universe doesn't care whether or not we go on as individuals. It just cares about keeping. I mean, not the universe.
I know what you mean. You're using cares in a kind of poetic sense. I understand.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But I mean quite literally that out of that nothingness that we will return to after our death, I mean quite literally the next thing that is after that is a obligatory, a forced existence, just like our birth forced us to exist.
I would agree with that. We're all for it. We don't. Nobody's asking us if we want to be born. Despite the fact that people kind of hold that up as like as a ridiculous teenage saying, it's absolutely true, and it's why when you accept parenting obligations, it's important because you didn't ask this person if they wanted to be born. You forced them to be born. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's such a fascinating quandary philosophical, the morality of causing another person's birth is very interesting to me.
It's huge. I think it's huge. It is a gargantuan responsibility.
As a parent, I would agree.
Yeah.
I think that, well, it's deterministic, honestly. I believe that everything is just on a trajectory.
Okay.
The universe
I mean,
is just
I understand what you're
unfolding.
saying. I don't know how we would test it, but I understand what you're saying, and I really don't have huge objections to it.
Yeah. So, anyways, you seem to do you understand what I'm saying? That death results in ultimately another first-person experience being experienced after.
I may not.
It's not you. It's not reincarnation. I'm not talking about reincarnation. I'm just saying that the cosmos demonstrates to us that birth is something that, whether or not you want it to happen to you or not, it happens. And when it happens, it's something, and it trumps nothing.
Yes, you're there
like
instead of not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, this is the kind of discussions I'm used to having on weed, right? Like, I don't usually have this when I'm sitting and everyone's clear-headed but I mean, yes, what you're saying, I think, is kind of like a deep dive into what does this mean, even though it doesn't really mean anything. So you're kind of like processing this in a sort of, like I said earlier, poetic way. But I think that what you're actually saying is kind of like, it's like a complex look at something mundane.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes. It is so mundane, and
that we don't think about it.
I can't recall any past lives, and anything that is born after me won't recall my life.
Sure.
And so it's totally not reincarnation. I actually I just laugh at reincarnation because soul migration is just it's
so basically things are born, they live, they die, and before they're born, they're not, but other things are. Is that about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it says a lot about. It says yes. You got it right. But it says a lot about the identity of the self, of the individual. So it points to that. The cosmos is, for all intents and purposes, is eternal, and so if the true self originates from the cosmos as a biological construct of the cosmos that is just basically like playing the movie of your life.
Yeah.
And then, And
so what you're saying is like it's this big, immense thing, and you're like a blip within the big, immense thing, which makes you part of a big, immense thing.
Yes, I'm like a leaf on a tree.
I'm so much fun to be around when you're stoned.
I just
that laugh was perfect.
I just did that.
I know. That's why I said it. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, look, Ted. I think I understand what you're saying. Hopefully, that was helpful to hear somebody.
It actually is quite horrifying if you think about it, because it means that the experiences of, like, say, for instance, a baby lamb being born, and that first-person experience will be eventually something that will be experienced by a future organism that happens to be the primary first-person experience. So imagine being torn to shreds eventually, or like having your head ripped off by a praying mantis who you're trying to mate with.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it's very horrifying, but at the same time, my view gives very good reason for the golden rule why we should definitely treat anyone we can with as much respect as we can.
Because even though we're part of the immense cosmos, we're still just little blips, and that's all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So be kind.
Simultaneously.
Theodore says be kind.
Yeah.
Right?
Good advice.
All right, Theo.
Yeah, be kind. And thank you.
Okay.
You're okay.
Do you have something else? Was there a...
Well, I just think that is the most...
Be excellent to each other.
That's right.
It's the most sensical thing that, for my answer of what happens after we die, it's the most sensical, sorry.
No, this is perfect. What you're saying, it dovetails perfectly into our next call.